What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Hunker Down Fishing video. Today I'm just going to be doing a quick review on the Shimano SLX DC Baitcasting reel. I've had it for about 6 months now, and I use it 4 to 5 times a week in the saltwater environment. So I'm just going to be going over my setup, what I use it for, and if I would recommend it to somebody else looking for a saltwater application baitcaster. So first we'll go over the specs. It is a Shimano SLX DC 150 HG. It has a 7:2 gear ratio. It weighs about 7 ounces and has 11 pounds of max drag. Quickly, I'm just going to go over my setup. It's the Shimano SLX DC, obviously, on a G-Loomis E6X inshore rod, and it's strung with 30-pound Spiderwire Ultracast. I do like Power Pro. I usually string all my rods with my reels with Power Pro, but for the bait casting application, I would not recommend Power Pro. It's too the diameter of the line, I think, is too slick and too small for bait casting applications. But I have it paired up with this G-Loomis E6X inshore rod, and I love it. I use this mostly for flounder and sheepshead. So right now I have tied on a 1/2 ounce flounder jig, and I usually put on either a live mud minnow, live mullet, or a Fish Bites paddle tail, and I cast and I bump the bottom. So this is my setup. That's what I use it for. So somebody asked me, how does the SLX handle the saltwater environment? And honestly, it's not made for saltwater. Most bait casters, even if they're considered inshore bait casting reels, are not built for saltwater. The only thing that makes them a saltwater or inshore reel is actually the coating on the outside, on the reel itself. So all the gears, all the bearings, everything inside the reel is still built for fresh water. But I think personally, as long as you rinse it off after every use and make sure you keep them clean, you will have no issues. One thing I really like about this SLX DC is the fact that it does have the digital control, the DC chip in it. I don't think that is needed if you fish bait casters all the time. If you bass fish, or if you just use them, on a regular basis, you don't need the DC. It's 50 extra bucks that you don't need to spend. But personally, I throw anything from a 1/16 ounce jig head all the way up to a 1/2 or a 1 ounce jig head. So having the DC really makes a big difference for me, because I can just tie something on, pitch it, and not have to worry about backlash. So the SLX DC reel has 4 settings on it. Setting number 1, which it was set to when I bought it and took it out of the box, was maximum casting distance in calm conditions. And obviously I don't fish in calm conditions, so I was getting a lot of backlash issues. So I quickly switched to setting 2, which is for mono and braid line casting in any condition, which works great for me. I probably haven't had a tangle or a bird's nest issue in 2 months of owning this reel, because you put that on there, you put it on a setting 2 and it has no issues. Setting number 3, I believe, is for fluorocarbon casting in any conditions, and setting number 4 is has the most braking on the reel itself. So if you're a beginner and you just picked up a reel, make sure you get yourself a DC. It makes it a lot easier, and put it on setting number 4. It's for beginners, and it works really well that way. So the reel itself retails for about $189, right under $200. I think that's a pretty good price point. You're gonna find most high quality inshore products around 200 bucks anyways. So it's pretty affordable, but you're also not breaking the bank. So you're getting yourself a good reel that can hold up to the saltwater environment for right about under 200 bucks. It's tough to beat. As far as the DC goes, do you need the DC? No, you don't. But if you're fishing every day in all kinds of different conditions and you just want to get out, tie something on, and cast, like I said, I throw anything from a 1/16 ounce jig head to a 1 ounce jig head. So I'm pitching all different lures on all different weights, and so I need the DC just so I can just set it and cast. I don't have to adjust. I don't have to mess with the braking system on it. I can just cast and know that it's never gonna, you know, give me any issues or backlash. A lot of people ask me why I choose the Baitcaster for flounder fishing and sheepshead fishing, and honestly, I really like the Baitcaster because when I'm flounder fishing up in Mayport or on the intercoastal, I'm pitching underneath every single dock all the way up each side of the river. And when you're pitching that many times up underneath docks, you're just not going to want a spinning reel. They're too heavy, they're hard to deal with when you're pitching short distances, and that's why I got the SLX DC. I'm pitching short distances and I'm bumping along the bottom with these heavier jigs, waiting for that flounder bite. Another thing that I really like about the SLX DC is the crazy sounds it makes when you cast. I'm gonna go ahead and insert a few clips for you so you can hear what it sounds like. But something about you casting that reel and hearing that digital control chip go off every single time just makes you want to pick it up and throw it. Honestly, you know, it makes casting a spinning reel or regular baitcaster, you know, no longer fun anymore, because you just always want to be picking up the DC, casting it, because it's just that much, it just makes it that much more enjoyable, especially when you're throwing up to 1,000 casts a day working along these docks on the river. Alright guys, so that is my review of the Shimano SLX DC bait casting reel for saltwater applications. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, like. I'm going to be putting out probably a reel or rod review every week, so if you want to watch these reviews, go ahead and subscribe, and let us know if you want us to, you know, purchase a different reel and give it a try. We're always looking for new reels to try and give our feedback. Catch you on the water.